I ain't hungry, Coach. I always say hungry dogs run fast. I ain't hungry, I'm starving.
Hurd takes the snap. He's back, he's gonna run. He's in! Touchdown! Jalen Hurd!
When that cage opens up again, our teeth are snarling, we're drooling, we're ready, we're hungry, ready to hunt again.
Dallas, we hate you. Braves need to snow the Eagles train to go. The Eagles win!
And again, and again, and again.
It ain't about them, it's about us. We play up to our potential. Each and every one of us together. Nobody can beat us, I promise you. Promise you.
What is up, my brews? My bird brews. We are back with another Speaking Birds. It's your boy Speaks. Back here front and center. I'm running a bit of a solo mission, solo quest today. I think the crew, some of the crew's out. Look, it's great having the crew together. It doesn't feel the same. But look, until Miller Lite, I'm looking at you and your beady little eyes. You sleazebag. No, you're not a sleazebag. You're a future sponsor. I shouldn't be talking about our future sponsor like that. Until Miller Lite, until you pony up and sponsor our post-game shows. Sometimes we got to work. Look, I got to work. I'm fitting this in sometimes around work. You know, sometimes it's tough to schedule because you know, we're doing the best we can, but yeah, missing the crew today. We're doing a solo mission. I didn't want to miss, but we'll have some fun. We got a brew here. Should we bust out this brew? I just rambled on about nothing. Rambling. All right, so here's a beer I just picked up. I went out. I made this. I made a trip for this, a specialty trip. It's Topa Topa. Love the brewery. It's a California brewery. I think it's up in Santa Barbara. Went to their brewery once. Really great time. They have different locations. I think I went to was it Ventura? Oh, now I'm getting all mixed up. It's either Santa Barbara or Ventura, maybe even both. They're a pretty big brewery, but I had a good time. I love their beers. They have a lot of like hiking themed beers, but this is in partnership with Patagonia Provisions. I guess that would be, what would that be? Patagonia's food line, like they need a food line. So yeah, cool. It's a partnership. The can's pretty cool. It's got that like Patagonia vibe, you know, like the mountains on them. So let's take a look at this. And this is it's a Kernza lager. Of course these two brands had to get together and throw something obscure out there. Probably doesn't even exist. Kernza lager. Come on. It's light, crisp, and wildly drinkable. Someone got paid a lot of money to fit that wildly in there. It's clocking in at 4.7% ABV. And you know, like how we used to say on the Hoppy Hour, every can's got to have a poem now. You can't just can up a beer, slap a label on it, and call it a day. No. Everything's got to have a mission statement. Okay, everything's got to have a goal. Here, let's it's probably about nature. I could guess. The climate could use a beer. Hey, relatable. Industrial agriculture hasn't exactly been easy on our climate, so why not give it a break? Could you imagine the climate just going on a bender? Why not give it 15-20 in an Eagles game? All right, we brew this lager with regenerative. I read that as degenerative, but whatever. Organic certified wheat, organic hops, barley, and Kernza. All right, I think they're going to explain to us what Kernza is. A soil-saving, carbon-capturing perennial grain. Here's to the future. All right, that's a little too in-depth here. All right, well, who doesn't love saving the planet? Everyone loves the planet. We live on the planet every day. All right, let's crack this bad boy. Patagonia Provisions. Man, it's got that cat litter box smell. You know what I'm talking about. If for the listeners out there that have heard the Hoppy Hour, any drinks and speaks, you know that some of these beers, they got that cat litter box smell. Patagonia Provisions, bringing the cat litter box to your mouth. Want to feel like you're part of nature in the big scheme of things, drink animal urine. Patagonia Provisions. Eat this dog turd. All right. Let's go ahead and give this a sip. All right. Patagonia Provisions. You can charter a helicopter to drop you off in the middle of Alaska with a 6-pack of our beer. Oh, that's good. Man, that ain't too shabby. It's smooth. It's hoppy. It's smooth. It's hoppy. This is a sessionable brew. Let's keep in mind it's a lager, and that's a great freaking lager. A cat just crawls out of this can. Now you've adopted a cat. All right, 4.7. Man, it's smooth. It's sessionable. Like, I could see this. This is like by the water drink. Dare I say it? This is like, maybe you're on a boat. You're doing the Miller Lights. You're doing the Coors Light. You don't necessarily want to pop out those 6%, 7% IPAs. You don't want to do that, but you kind of want something that tastes a little more, craft luxurious. This is the one you want to go with. I think they nailed it. I was all ready to make fun of Patagonia Provisions and Topa Topa, but I think they nailed it. This is exactly what you want. Oh, you want to score? Okay. Love the vibe. Love the nature stuff. Love the can. Love the taste. And love that cat that's in the middle of my room. All right, let's do. I think I hyped it up. I am gonna bring it. We're coming back down to reality here. We're gonna come a little bit back down to reality. I'm gonna go 8.3. It's an 8.3. We're not in the nines. It's a good lager. I would drink it again, and I have 5 of them left. I like it. 12-ounce can, mind you. 12-ounce can. So, definitely enjoy that. Definitely enjoy it. That's an 8.3. Did we say 8.3? 8.3. Guys, Eagles football. Can you believe we're already in week 14? Man, week 14. I remember kicking this little bad boy off in training camp. Oh man, now we're already here. Catch us up. The food thing. We really had lofty goals. We really had lofty goals to make a dish that was the opposing team's city's, delicacy, if you will, what they're known for. And I think we did one. We made some cheese curds for week 1. Didn't go as planned. We could talk about it. Didn't go as planned. And then we kind of sputtered out. I mean, anyone that does that, they have my respect. It definitely takes a lot of wanting to do it. I think that's like what it is. I want to say, like, it doesn't really take much else. You got to have effort. You got to just do the effort thing. But again, not trying to make excuses or anything, but these West Coast games, I mean, it's 10 a.m. and, like, do I want to, eat? I don't know. Do I want to eat it Saturday? I don't want to spend that, I think if we had if the games are at 1 p.m., then you kind of wake up, you get it going, you do it in the morning, then you're kind of getting everything settled by game time. I think that's kind of the way to do it, is to, like, I mean, look, I could have woken up at 5. I had no dedication, guys. Is that what you want to hear? I had 0 dedication. I did one. I told you guys. You guys know I was gonna do one and then forget it. What am I gonna eat? Gumbo? You want me to eat gumbo? Get out of here. I don't even respect the Saints that much. Man, should we do some a little bit of a hoppy little blend here? Play a little tune? All right, let's do it. Let's play a little tune here. Let's play it's a jam band. It's called The Mantras, I believe. We got the Panthers coming up, which means we're in North Carolina. So let's kick it off with the North Carolina Jam Band. I think they're out of Greensboro. The mantra is Alibi. digging that band. Digging that band. I did a North Carolina episode on Speaks Hoppy Hour with jam bands, and unearthed a few good ones. Maybe I had them on, played them. Man, with all that being said about like trying to do the opposing food, this was one of the weeks that I was looking forward to, because let me tell you what. I love some Carolina barbecue, and I think Carolina barbecue is some of the best barbecue out there. And I say this, and a lot of people don't like the vinegary barbecue sauce. I love some vinegary barbecue sauce. Oh, I'm a fan. I need it. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna do it. This was the one I was looking forward to. I couldn't get my head around it. That's all right. It's not too late. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll get some BBQ rolling. And you could probably make that barbecue sauce pretty easily. Do like a vinegary mustard BBQ sauce. Look, see, this is part of my problem right here. You got front row seat to my issues. I can't just do make some barbecue. Now it's got to be a whole thing in my head. Then by the time it's a whole thing, I'm like, that's too much work, and I don't do it. What is it? What are you guys, my therapist? I don't have a therapist. I don't go to therapy. Get out of here, man. This bird season, I seriously don't go to therapy. I know that maybe came off as a joke. Not that I have anything against people that go to therapy. I fully endorse people doing whatever they got to do. I think if you need to better your life, then you should. But I haven't. Now it seems like I have, and I'm trying to convince the listeners, the audience, that I haven't. But I seriously haven't. Man, this Eagles team. Let's get down to it. At the beginning of the season, I mean, obviously, a roster of this talent. I was optimistic. You have hopes of a Super Bowl, but tons of things can happen. I mean, you go through the course of a season. We've had some moments. I mean, recently the heartbreaking moment of BG going down. My favorite Eagle, I think, of all time. I think because I'd really have to. I'd say it. Favorite Eagle of all time. I've been on the record saying that. He went down, torn tricep, out for the season, just gut-wrenching. So there's highs and lows, every team has them, but, going through this season, we go through the first 4 games, we drop 2. We win 2, we're 4-4, or we're 2-2 going into the bye. Then after the bye week, man, this team just goes on a tear. We're now 10-2. Looking to make it 11-2. And I said, as we were kind of like, you're getting into week 5, and some of these teams that start hot, right? They're like, you got 5-0, 6-1. I don't know, something about just being 2-2. It's like, all right, now we're kind of like at that 500, and we're trying to crawl our way out. And like, I really wanted to see that 10. I wanted to see that big 10 digit and that smaller digit. That's what I really wanted, and we're there. We got it, 10-2. 10-2. Cheers to that. Cheers, Patagonia. Cheers, Raphael, the cat that came out of my can. So there it is. We're 10-2. Expectations. I think everyone has the expectation of, lifting that Lombardi there. I said it. Hot take. No, I think that is the expectation, though. I mean, these guys have done it. And that's the thing. Okay, we're getting down to the end of the season. Pieces are kind of falling in place. It's getting exciting. You want to watch other teams. You want to watch the Lions on Thursday. I don't know who on the Lions team has gone to the Super Bowl. And look, I'm not saying that team couldn't. I respect them. They're playing really well. We'll get into that, but I don't know. There's something to be said about getting that NFC conference championship. Now, okay, it sounds like a loser to be hyping it up because it's not the Super Bowl, but look, there's something to be said about going to the Super Bowl, to getting over that hump, winning the conference championship and getting there. We have guys on this team 2 years ago who did that, who have that experience, who we know can get the job done. Sure, Jalen regressed and, he hasn't looked as 22 self, but he's done it. He's gotten us there. So look, I mean, you put us up against any of these newish teams, these new age teams, the Lions, the Packers, Vikings. They've never done it. They've never won in late January to go to the Super Bowl. Let's think about that. The Rams, okay, well the Rams aren't really going to be, maybe they are, but not really worried about them as a team. I guess I'm talking more so these the teams that we could see late in January. So I don't know. I mean, that's huge in my opinion. That's huge in my opinion. Now, another topic of discussion. I've talked about this with the boys, the crew, and we kind of alluded to it last episode. Do we win out? Obviously as a fan, as competitors as the team is, you want to win every game, sure. But on the flip side, are we looking at, if we win every game, what do we have? We have 8. Well, let's see here. We're 10-2. That's 12, 8. We're on an 8-game win streak. You got 5 games left. That's 13. If you're not the 1 seed, 17 games. So like what team goes on a 17-game win streak? That could be said for the Lions. You have to start and look, again, I'm not saying we throw a game or we sit or we lose on purpose. I'm not saying that at all. I'm basically taking a step back and just looking how historically, how scientifically this looks, and like the teams go on 17-game win streaks. I don't know. The closest would have been what? The Patriots, and that was 16 games they lost in the Super Bowl. They went undefeated up until that point. So you almost have to look at it like that. And look, things can be done. I'm not saying that, but I'm just, what is the word? I'm objectively looking at this and thinking, like, is it plausible for this team to win 17 games? Again, I think they can do anything they set their minds to. But it's something to keep in mind. Then on the flip side, it's you're looking to win every game, obviously. We're looking at the 1 seed. Can we get to the 1 seed? Green Bay beating Detroit beating Green Bay Thursday night really worked against us because now we lose the tiebreaker. So Detroit's already got 1 less loss. They would need to lose 2 more. So they'd have to lose 2 more. We'd have to win out. That's a tough hill to climb to get your 1 seed. So I don't know. And then you got Saquon Barkley. So while that's all going on, we got Saquon Barkley, who's having just a magnificent, cheers to Saquon Barkley, just a magnificent season. He's on pace to break Eric Dickerson's record, rushing record. And so, yeah, you're watching that. You're watching, like, do you trot him out there? If these games aren't necessarily mattering, like say we lock up the 2 seed, are we trotting him out there to break the record? These are all, I think there'll be conversations had between him, Sirianni, the brass, Howie, and everyone, but I don't know. I don't know if you do. I tend to think that we should rest and play for, the playoffs, play for January, but how cool would that be to have an Eagle that owns the rushing record? Let's do a little Saquon math here. Let's see if my math is correct. Let's see. So Dickerson, 2,105 yards for his record-breaking season. Barkley's at 14.99 right now. So he's projected, I think, at 2,124. I think that's it. This could all be wrong. I'm just throwing out numbers here. Hold on. I scribbled some numbers down here. Let's see. All right. So he needs 606 yards. Needed to tie. All right. 5 games left. Let's do some math. 606 divided by 5. That's 121.2 yards needed per game to tie. All right. Let's see here. Now he's at, let's see. Let's do this math. So he's got 246 carries through 12 games. Let's take that carries divided by 12. So 20.5. What does all this math even mean? We're just basically, we know what he's projecting. We're working backwards. It doesn't make any sense. Why did I write this down? 20.5. Oh my God. Now these are just scribblings of a madman. What is going on here? All right. Basically, I think the thing is he needs to average. Man, these these are scribblings of a madman. Man, I should take a picture and post this on our Twitter. All right, so he needs 121.2. I think that's the number to watch per game, and whatever else this is. What is this? A manifesto? Good God, dude, you need to get it together, man. All right. Okay. Anyway, he's on pace to break it. So I mean, it's going to come down to like whether or not. What was that? Good God. All right, I'm just going to burn that page. Yeah, it's going to come down to whether or not we're in contention and if we want to try them out to beat it. I mean, I don't know. I would say, and my whole thing is like Dickerson, what did he break it in? Like 14, something like that. So like already we're getting more games. Does it even really matter at this point? I mean, it's cool, but I don't know. I'm torn. I don't know. As a fan, I would love for an Eagle to have that. I mean, obviously, who wouldn't? But again, like, I don't know. We'll have to touch base with the crew when the time comes. And also MVP. He's an MVP candidate. I think realistically, if it were me, it's between him and Josh Allen. But, traditionally the MVP is a quarterback award. And Josh Allen balled out on national TV last week. So, he's got the hype train. But, if he drops a game, drops 2 games, doesn't look as sharp, and Saquon continues on his tear, 2 weeks, completely different conversation. And I'm not saying that, I don't even think Josh Allen's like miles apart. I don't think they're miles apart here. I think if the voting were today, it's Josh Allen. And don't get me started on Lamar. Why is Lamar Jackson even in the conversation? I get so tired. It's the number one offense. Okay, you can quantify that. Sure, their stats are the number one offense. Whatever. Lamar Jackson's this MVP. They're so good. He's so great. Phenom. I don't know about you guys. I've done nothing but watch him choke his entire career. I mean, he's never won. Here's what I mean. So Hurts gets slammed. Hurts this, Hurts that. Yeah, Hurts won a conference title. Hurts has been to the Super Bowl. Sure, he didn't win. He played extremely well in the Super Bowl, minus, 1 or 2 things I'm sure he wish he could have back. Lamar Jackson has never won a conference title. He's never won a championship, conference or league, in the NFL. We've seen him choke over and over again. Sure, he's athletic. Sure, he can throw the ball and run. Sometimes you need more than that. I'm just tired of people gassing him up like he's like this phenom, this godly type player. He's not. And while we're on the Ravens, Derrick Henry, Saquon goes into your house. They're in a little duel for the rushing title of this year. He goes in and, I think he took it. He took your spirit and he took the title. There, I'll say it. Anyway, all that being said, I think it's between Josh Allen and Saquon Barkley. Guys, let's jump into another tune. Let's keep it on the mantras. This is a song called Before My Time.
It took 1,000 days to stretch the veil across the sky. You know it won't take long until we crack the dawn, and then we'll have our reasons why. But if your conversation leads to confrontation and your heart starts wearing thin, just keep on holding on. You know it won't be long until it all begins again. It was before my time when faults aligned and brought us to this place. Just take it day by day and face your pain. It all fades away. Travels back and forth along the ever-present flight, and through the east and west in all creation's test to live and love this life. But if your observation leads to aggravation and your heart starts wearing thin, just keep on holding on. You know it won't be long until it all begins again. It was before my time when faults aligned and brought us to this place. Take it day by day and face your pain. It all fades away. It was before my time when these thoughts aligned and brought us to this place. Just take it day by day, holding faith. 1,000 days to stretch the veil across the sky. And no, it won't be long until we crack the dawn, and then we'll have our reasons why. But if your conversation leads to confrontation and your heart starts wearing thin, just keep on holding on. You know it won't be long until it all begins again. It was before my time when false aligned brought us to this space. Just take it day by day and face your pain. It all fades away. It was before my time when these thoughts aligned that brought us to this space. Just take it day by day, only face your pain until it all fades away.
Oh, loving that jam. Man, got some jams going. Got a brew. Reminded me of the Speaks Hoppy Hour. We see the Speaks Hoppy Hour every Friday. Every Friday. Had to shut it down for a bit. But we are Penn State, who's playing in the Big Ten Championship tomorrow, Saturday. We are back. We're back. It's Panthers week. Man, the opportunity to go 11-2. It's just amazing. It's amazing. You know, obviously, like I said, going into the season, high expectations, but anything can happen. Anything can happen to any team, any given Sunday. Just the fact that we're able to be in this position, I am beyond grateful, beyond stoked. And man, the ride is not over. The mission has not even started yet. All right. The mission is going to start once we clinch that playoff spot. Have we clinched? I don't think we clinched yet. Oh, there's like so many. They release like the opportunities. Like it's like the situations on how we could clinch. It's like all these things need to happen, and we're far away. We're in a great spot. It's not. Don't sound the alarms. It's just how it is right now. But it's like this team has to tie this team and lose and blah blah blah. These combinations. Hey, all we got to do is win. Just control what's in front of you. All right. All right, boys. All right, team. Man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's a question. Maybe I'll touch on this a little bit. Was watching the game with my sister. We were back east for Thanksgiving. We were watching the Rams game. She had a question for the crew, but I'll see if I can tackle this one. Her question was in regards to, okay, so the Rams, they were 4-4. We were 8-2 at the time. Yeah, we were 8-2. So her question was, hey, if you're a team, you're 4-4, what's your mindset going in and facing a team like the Eagles who are 8-2? And how does that look? Great question, Becky. Thank you so much. Avid listener. Yeah, I think it all depends. I think it really does. I mean, you look at the Rams. The Rams are or were and still are in a division race, so they could potentially still win their division. So they had, and what that means, sure, their record wasn't great. They were a 500 team, but everyone in the division was also not doing great. So they're kind of right in the thick of things. So a team like that, they're going to have a little more pep to their step, a little more motivation. They're going to be, everyone's still locked in. So while their record doesn't necessarily scream, hey, great season, they're still locked in. They're still battling and they still have hope of, potentially winning their division. So that was on their end. And if you flip the script to maybe like the Panthers, what even is the Panthers record? I mean, they're playing good ball right now. They went toe to toe with the Chiefs. They beat the Giants. Let's see. Yeah, they beat the Giants. They might not be that terrible here. Let's see. I don't think they're playing that bad. The Buccaneers beat them in a heartbreaker. Last week. So what is their schedule? They're fourth in the South. So, they're going nowhere fast. coming into this game. Yeah, they're 3-9. So I mean, yeah, they're playing some good ball. And but yeah, their season is likely a loss. It's all for nothing. It's a shame. But I think that's an organizational thing as well. So the Panthers, I would say, are probably one of the worst organizations in football, like from top down. I think, God forbid I say this, but I think if the Eagles were having a similar season, something terribly would have happened. But I think there's enough infrastructure there for the guys to, keep playing. Oh, I say this, then we look at like last year and stuff, but whatever. I think overall the Panthers, it's like the Jaguars. Like there's no accountability. I don't know. Guys are just, they probably all but checked out. I think coaches are still doing coach speak. They're getting the guys ready to go. You got to think about this. Like, you might have contract year guys who want to put some tape together, pad some stats a little bit if they can, get some money in the off season. You got young guys who want to put some tape together. Everything's on tape. You don't want to be the person that's seen quitting on tape, not following through on plays. You really don't want that. So I think guys are still going out there and competing. Yeah, I think morale is probably all but gone. Yeah, it's probably all for themselves. Coaches are probably, I don't know who's their coach. I don't even know. So yeah, who is it? I got to look into this. I should have been more prepared here. Oh, it is Rivera. No, that's not Rivera. Get out of here. He's the winningest coach. Let's see here. Man, it's someone I want to know. Dave Canales. Okay, so he looks like a younger guy. I don't know how long he's been there, but he's probably, let's see, 2024. So he's a new coach. So he's not going to get fired in the offseason. So he's looking to get his guys still going and, put something down, learn some stuff, try some stuff. So, he's going to be into it. He's going to be locked in. If this is like a Doug Peterson situation in Jacksonville where he knows the door is likely the next step, he might even be a little less inspired. But this guy, he's looking to build a resume. He's looking to climb the ladders, climb the ranks in the league. So yeah, he's going to look to turn it around in year 2. So yeah, he'll still be inspired. But yeah, I guess to answer your question, I guess it all depends. And I would say probably guys are just in that situation. If you're 3-9, 2-10, you're just kind of playing for yourself, right? As bad as it sounds to say, you're just trying to get tape, trying to get that payday, trying not to look like a loser on tape. But yeah, the morale is, and it's a locker room thing too. I think for the most part, like everyone's just down. You continue to lose, you're down. It's not good. I love in the Rams game, the broadcaster, I forget who it was like Joe Buck or something. He's talking about, you just line up and that team's better than you. He said that when the Rams were looking at the Eagles. And that was true. Like when you line up and you just know the other team is better than you. Any given Sunday, all that jazz. But yeah, it's got to be demoralizing. Like you line up against A.J. Brown, you line up against a Jalen Carter, and you have to do that. You have to know you're going into that. You just do your best to prepare and then hang on. Hope they don't make you have to look like too big of a fool, but yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this Carolina Panthers game. It should be a game that we handle. I hope so. Otherwise, we might have to look at what's going on. We're still slow to start the game, so those first possessions, first quarter points are still slow. But this is a great game, a great opportunity to get the ball, drive down and score. Get that monkey off your back. Just do it. So, yeah, we should handle this game. I'm looking forward to it. It's Bryce Young. You don't get to see a lot of these players. I don't really watch a ton of football unless, the Eagles are playing them. So it'll be nice to see Bryce Young. He's a Philly guy, or at least was born around the area. I think maybe just outside the city. So it'll be nice to see him, just to see this Panthers team. Yeah, look, new coach. See what he's all about. See how he's coaching. So yeah, it'll be a fun time. But again, I think we should handle this game. I think we should go in there. We got a couple guys banged up. We got Goddard banged up. Smitty, I think, is a go. He should be a go. Who do we got? We got Blankenship on the concussion. He's out with a concussion. Slay should be back. Sidney Brown's out. So I don't know if he's out. He was listed on the injury report. We'll have to look at that. But yeah, it should be a great game. Should be a good game just to handle business, move to 11-2, and look onwards. So I'm looking forward to it. Prediction wise, I think we put a 30 burger up on them. I think, yeah, I think we do that. I think it's like 30. I'm gonna say 34-17. Maybe another. We got to clean up that garbage time. We're letting teams, and I know the percentage of these teams with the onside kick and everything, it's super slim, but like, come on, like you're giving up touchdowns, end of half, you're letting them drive down, end of games, you're letting them score a touchdown, then it's an onside kick. We really got to clean that up. I mean, that's not good. Yeah. I mean, speaking of little things, shout out to the special teams unit. I mean, a lot's been made this week of, man, the Eagles, their staff is watching all punts across the NFL and college football that are 50 yards and plus. So they're really analyzing what's going on out there and trying to find any advantage they can. And when it comes to this Baltimore Ravens game, when it came to it, you know, Sirianni said, look, we caught our punts. They didn't. So like, or what did he say? Like we returned. No, I think it was caught versus not. But the fact being, like, we're getting, I think it was like 40 yards we netted off of punts, and they didn't net any. So like those little things, those field position things, like the match within the match are super interesting. I mean, I know this coaching staff, Sirianni, loves that competitive advantage. So it's just one thing to watch out of many. But shout out to the special teams unit, man. Punting like a man. Yeah. I'm gonna go. We handle this game. Maybe I make some Carolina BBQ. I don't know. Well, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's been a pleasure. Next time you hear us, hopefully the crew is all here. I know John might have an issue. Maybe we'll run it Monday. We'll get the whole crew together, or Sunday if people can. So post game. Look out for the post-game show. If you want to write into the show, it's speakingbirds@gmail.com. You want the phone number? Let's see if I can get it for you quick. Dude, give me some of that Jeopardy music here. Was that Jeopardy? What is that? You know what I'm talking about, where they do the music when you're thinking. Is that 215-469-1480? Give us a call, please. Somebody just give us a call. I had a missed call on October 30th from a 215 number. What? Do we have a voicemail? No. All right, guys, we're out of here. Go Birds.